Are we live? Hey guys, this is Bobby Clue with the Somerset-Pulaski County Chamber of Commerce. We are back at it again for another virtual ribbon cutting in the heart of downtown Somerset today on a lovely day. I'm out here with my friend Jade Ellis, owner, proprietor, boss lady extraordinaire of A Bazaar Universe. Jade, hello.
Hi, Bobby. Thank you for being here.
Appreciate you taking the time to do this. So we came down and we did your ribbon cutting, but we weren't ready with a couple of special things that we wanted to show people today. So we're back.
Thank you for coming back. I mean, it was such a long trek for you to get here.
Yeah, about three doors.
Walk all the way down the street to get here.
Well, and that's the beautiful. And for a frame of reference on where you're located, East Mount Vernon Street, right next door. I mean, if you look over here, this is the Virginia. So you have probably the greatest landmark in our downtown. You are next door to the Virginia Theater. So I don't think we need to explain any more than that, do we?
I think we're good. I think everybody can find me. If you need the address, it's 214 East Mount Vernon Street, Suite B.
So, Jay, tell me a little bit just about A Bazaar Universe and what is this business?
Oh, the origin is music festivals. My best friend and I started vending at music festivals in 2011. We were just vending vintage clothes, and I always had this idea because there's all these vendors set up at music festivals, and they all have amazing things, and they're some of the best people in the world. So we've got this whole vendor community, and I had this concept of bringing that to Somerset. Well, when COVID happened, oh, that's a nice motorcycle making loud noises. So anyway, when COVID happened and all the festivals went away, I reached out to all of my vendor friends as things started opening back up. I rented a space in Flashback Theater.
Yeah. So you were at Flashback Theater for quite some time. Hey, this is what live. This is what happens when you're live.
It's a really nice bike.
It is nice.
It's got a purple bike. It's lovely.
So you this is your first brick and mortar. It's not your first brick and mortar. It's your first standalone brick and mortar, I guess you could say.
It is. Yep. We opened over there in 2020, and then we moved here late last summer.
So you spend a lot of your time going to these major festivals in the summertime.
I do. Again, yes. Yes. I mean, I do less than I did pre-COVID, but I still have festivals, and it's still my home and my heart. And now I've got this home too.
So people could come by here, and you have, I guess you could say, You've upscaled clothing. You've found clothing and you've made it your own. Or how do you make festival clothing?
Okay, that's a big piece of what we do. Ironically, I don't actually have any of my handmade things here right now because they're all packed up waiting to go to the next festival.
Sure.
Because that's where that does really great. At festivals, we do the vintage clothes also, which we do have some of those here right now. But this shop has really become like a conglomerate and a bazaar of all the different festival vendors, and now we've got more local artists and lots of different things going on in here.
So it's a play on words, the bazaar. So it's like a bazaar, but it's also a Bazaar Universe. I get it.
Nobody can disagree. It is a Bazaar Universe we're in right now.
Well, you know what? Listen, could we go inside and check out the store?
Please, come on in. We haven't even talked about Blissed yet.
I'm going to follow you. Oh, we have a lot of stuff. So for me, this is kind of just a really unique space. When you walk in, like I said, my 9-year-old daughter came in here recently and was just in awe. This is something that I would say you'd probably see something similar to this in maybe a bigger city. I think that's what this kind of gives me a vibe of. So because of that, it's really unique and it's perfect for downtown. I think this is kind of a downtown vibe. This store, it's got. So this is this things from are these other vendors that you've handpicked out? How do you put
so many different things from
here?
So many different places? So most of the crystals come from 2 different vendors. My friends Mark and Debbie own a company called Wormtown Trading. Mm-hmm. They've been traveling the world and importing. They go to places and they meet people where things come from, and they're just some of the best people in the world, really. And yeah, then I get a lot of my crystals from them. My friend Pat does a similar thing, and I've got some crystals from Pat. But then there are other things that we have that are more local, like the Woodstock Lavender Company. These ladies, they are chamber members. We have their things. And actually, our parfait of the day today, back at the Blissed side of things, has their syrup in it.
Very
it's
cool.
a lavender syrup. Different products from all kinds of different places.
So educate me a little bit. So I'm I don't know a lot about crystals, so you have a lot of those here. Tell me about crystals, and why are we buying those, and why are you selling those?
Okay.
Help me out. I don't know.
They come from the earth.
Yes.
The earth spent a long time making them.
Yes.
And they're really beautiful.
Yes.
Now, lots of people have lots of different philosophies and different ideas about what they are and what they do. And my personal mission, one of my many personal missions in life, is to make people feel good and to help people to find happiness and joy. And so crystals can really have that effect on a person.
Sure.
And different ones have different metaphysical properties according to who you talk to.
Absolutely.
And my favorite example is rose quartz. I'm going to grab a piece to talk
let's
about
go.
it.
We can go anywhere you want to go. We'll follow you.
Rose quartz, they say that this one is a love stone, but here's the thing. The most important love in the world is loving yourself, because it's the one that everybody needs to work on. I don't know anybody who doesn't need to love themselves more. So if someone gets a piece of rose quartz from me and they go home and they sit with it and they think about things that they love about themselves, and then they take that with them throughout the day, I think they've spent their money pretty well here.
Sure.
That's how
Absolutely.
I feel.
I mean, I think they're beautiful. That's kind of what I look at. You know, I think they're gorgeous. I think a lot of these, I enjoy looking at these more than anything. And some of these bigger pieces, I mean, you don't see things like that. You know, I mean, I don't even know where else you'd find something like that. It's beautiful.
There's some really cool pieces in here.
Yeah.
A lot of bigger ones Mark and Debbie import from Madagascar.
Really?
Yeah, and they go there, and they have amazing travels.
So I mean, just books, candles, local businesses, healing property. You've got clothing. You've got so many things in here. I mean, and it's all kind of tied together because of your travels. Is that kind of the?
It is. It's
that
all
that's
tied
the connection?
together by people that I've met along the way. For the most part,
Right.
pretty much everything is from somebody that I care for and that is wonderful. Like, that's the other thing. And everything in here is very intentional. Mm-hmm. Everything has the intention of lifting up whoever it goes home with in some way or another.
Sure. I love it. I think it's a really cool space. I see a lot of young people come down here all the time. So when school was in, I mean, it seemed like when school would get out around 3 o'clock, 3:30, you'd always see a line of kids coming down here.
It's a cool spot to hang out, and I've got chairs. People can just come and hang out,
and your entrepreneurial side came out a little bit, and I'm sure it's a cool place to hang out. Maybe find great things for them, like the smoothie bar that is kind of one of the big reasons.
Smoothie bar is a big deal to me.
Right, it's a big deal. It's downtown. I think it's a great ad.
Yeah, so I just really love real food with real fruits, real vegetables, and I like it when things are really easy and efficient.
Sure.
So smoothies are amazing because it's everything you need in a cup. It's like a meal. And so there wasn't a place that just had real fruit and the really high quality organic protein powder that you can add on to it.
Sure.
Which is my personal jam, is the protein powder, because I'm a vegetarian. So I opened that, and I had one of my friends from the vendor scene. Her name is Sunshine. She was actually here for the ribbon cutting.
Sunshine, I remember seeing
right
her.
beside me.
Oh, yeah.
She came in. She ran a smoothie bar in the festival scene for years and years and years. So for her to come here and help me build this and give me tips and tricks and ideas and all the things
So
was really
she knows
amazing.
backwards and forwards, how to get everything set up.
Was the most invaluable resource. I couldn't
great.
have done this without her.
Could we go?
Thanks,
Could we go?
Sunshine.
Could we look at that? Shout out to Sunshine.
Well, yeah.
Could
yeah.
Could we
check
go?
it out.
Could we go check it out?
Yeah, and we've got
So you got-
menus that we can zoom in on.
I love the space here. You've got the 10 ceilings, and you've got it's a beautiful space. This was actually a yoga studio at one point, wasn't it?
It was, and it was a dance studio
Was
at
it
one
really?
point longer ago than that. Like in the 90s,
cool.
it was a dance studio, which is fun because I dance in here all the time now.
Well, it's fun to kind of have an origin story and kind of know about your building. And it took us a while. When we moved down here, one of the first things I wanted to do was find out what used to be in this space. I wanted to know all the different things that had been in this building that we now occupy. And I think that's fun, just to kind of be a part of that history.
I love the history of things. I sold vintage clothes for years. So, I
Right.
still do sell vintage clothes, but that's how it all began. One of the ways.
So you've got, it's almost like you live two lives. You have one on the road where you're selling clothes and you're out at the festivals, and then you're here.
You think it's just two, Bobby?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean,
do theater, I got a kid. No, I'm just one person that does a lot of things.
Wear lots of masks, I understand, absolutely.
Oh, so, none of them are masks. It's all me. I keep it very real.
So Blissed Be.
Blissed Be. Do you want to zoom in on my cute menu and logo? I'm very proud of these. So, yeah, Blissed Be, real food, real nutrients, really good. They're all super delicious. And this is Kai that's managing and here today and is amazing and wonderful. Thank you for being on my team.
So you can come back here, you can look at the menu, and then there's obviously, is there a difference between the menu and then the board there?
Okay, so the board is just our prices.
Gotcha.
Right now we only have one size cup. We're doing 16 ounces, but we actually just got the 24 ounce and the 32 ounces in. We're still figuring out what our recipes, how we need to make adjustments to have more sizes. But
Sure.
for now, we're 16 ounce only. Those are the prices on those. And you can do add-ons for $1.50. You can add any kind of one of those delicious things back there. So like the bee pollen or the collagen or the maca.
Well, so
or
what's
peanut butter
popular?
powder.
What are some of the more popular add-ons? I'm curious.
The most popular add-on is probably the protein.
Protein, makes sense. And
Bee pollen, yeah,
so
you're right.
what kind of, and what's your most popular smoothies right now? What are people digging?
I looked it up. Do you want to guess? The Mahalo Moon is the most popular.
What's that?
Mahalo Moon is pineapple, mango, banana, coconut, and pineapple juice.
Sounds amazing.
It is, yeah. Do you want us to make you one?
Yes, I do now.
Yeah? Kai, do you want to bust out a Mahalo Moon?
Look at that.
Cool.
We'll do a taste test.
Live sampling.
I'm super excited. That sounds great, though. That's all the
It's really good.
very summery drink, you know.
Yep. And we also do parfait of the day. Do you want to see one of those just
Sure.
to hear about it? Let me grab one out of the fridge real quick. So, actually, Kai, once you get your hands clean, why don't you grab us one of the parfait of the days out of the fridge? So, every day we do a different one, and it's usually yogurt and granola and a whole lot of fresh fruit, like more than a full serving. So it's
Sure.
really, really a meal in a cup. And they look
Look
like
at
this,
that.
and they're lovely.
Oh, absolutely.
This one today is a strawberry, and I got to Wilson Cedar Point Farm.
Oh, are those Wilson Cedar Point
They
Farm
are. I got up
strawberries?
early enough that I made it there.
Holy cow, guys.
I like how they sit in the fridge and they get a little less pretty, but they're
it's
still
gonna be
delicious.
that's a hot commodity right there. I mean, you're going to sell those just because Joel and Beth Wilson have the best strawberries in this part of the state, I think. And so the fact that you're using those, I love that you're using local produce. I love that when you have a chance to do that. Thank you. And those strawberries are phenomenal.
You got to get up pretty early in the morning
You do.
to get to their spot to get your strawberries.
You absolutely do.
I was there at like 7:30 this morning to make those things happen.
And and they're not cheap either. I mean, it's a labor of love. We went out there and we've toured their farm several times, and just to see how they plant and grow and pick and harvest berries, it's pretty neat to see. But that's awesome that you're using those. That's fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely investing more to have the local than if I just went to Kroger or got it from a distributor. But I really want to support as many local farms and get as much local nutrients into people's bodies as easily as we can.
So let me ask you something while she's making this yummy sounding smoothie. If people want to learn more about A Bazaar Universe or Blissed Be, do you have social media channels, a phone number? How do people find you all besides walking in the front door?
We do have social media. We actually just upped our Facebook. Originally it was just Bazaar Universe, but there are so many facets to A Bazaar Universe because my business partner has another Bazaar Universe in Detroit. There's the festival scene. There's just so many components, and it was getting a little overloaded with parfait of the days. So Blissed Be now has its own social media, and that's Blissed Be Somerset. Find us on Facebook. There's a link from the Bazaar page to there.
Love it.
And then we also have Instagrams, and we do have phone numbers. I have them memorized. The phone number is 606-222-0391.
So, it's always great to find out some alternative ways to get a hold of you guys. And, social media is probably the preferred method these days to find updates on things that you all are doing. But I would assume that you're inventory changes quite often, doesn't it?
It does, and it's really cool because sometimes I get surprised. Like Mark and Debbie will send me a box of crystals, and it's like Christmas for me.
Right.
Opening it up and getting to just be like, oh, what's this? Oh, I've been wanting these big black tourmalines. You know, like, oh, there's this giant piece of amethyst. This is thrilling. So
Well, that's
it's really
very
fun.
cool. Uh-oh. So look at this. I've got to pay this young lady. So there we go. So look at that. All right. I'm super excited about this. So tell me the name of this again.
That one is the Mahalo Moon. That one is actually, Mahalo is thank you in Hawaiian.
Right.
And I lived in Hawaii for a year. That was where I met my business partner, Delia.
You know, it's a big gamble doing this on camera, you know. I mean, things could go wrong.
I know how good my stuff is.
That's excellent. That is really, really good. You did a great job. Thank you. That's not your first smoothie that you've made? No. That's excellent. I really like that. So what else? What have I missed? Maybe that's the best question. Now, what would you like to tell us that maybe we've not touched on?
We've updated our hours recently. Did I go over that yet?
No.
Okay, so we have new and improved open hours. We are now open every day of the week from Monday until Saturday. We open at 10 a.m. We don't close till 7 p.m. And then on Sundays, we're also open from noon until 5. So being open every day of the week, like it's something to do on a Sunday in Somerset that's really fun and delicious, and you know, it's a good time here on Sundays.
I think that what you've started to see in the last couple of years is that we're starting to create a culture of more things to do in our downtown. You know, and a few years ago, you know, people thought I was crazy when we relocated the Chamber downtown off of Highway 27, but you know, we had this vision that, you know, if you build it, they will come. And we came downtown, we've seen what the mayor has done, and we've got attractions now, we have after 5 destinations, and this falls into a lot of those categories. This could be any time of the day type of a place, but coming here on the weekends, this is a great draw, and it really complements what we're doing in downtown.
Thank you so much. And you're doing great work down there. Thank you for taking the time to do these lives.
Oh, we love doing
and all
this.
the
This
things.
is fun.
Another fun thing, we are starting to do more activities in the evenings. So pretty soon we're going to be having some music here on Friday nights.
Okay.
Not nights, but you know, like 5 to 7 before the bars take off. You can come get a smoothie and listen to some more chill acoustic vibes before the evening really starts popping off, which is a great thing for, I know when I was a teenager growing up in McCreary County, there was not a lot of live music in that town. Often, especially in an environment that was like, this is great for teenagers or anyone. Like, everyone is accepted at A Bazaar Universe. That's another one of our founding principles, is everyone is seen and valued and cared for here. It's safe here. So that's an important note.
And that's good stuff to touch on. I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, sure.
So, well, Jade, you know, listen, I want to thank you, first of all, for allowing us to come into your space and allowing us to do this today. Thank you. I know it's a little weird, and we appreciate it. And I want to thank you for being a chamber member. It's a choice you've made, and we appreciate that. And, you know, the one thing I always like to touch on that we close on is we talk about the importance of shopping local. So it's real easy to sometimes go on Amazon, have that Amazon mentality, and we really try to encourage people not to do that. You know, try to shop local. You know, when you learn more about what's in your community and you present them with all the options that are here, maybe they keep those dollars local. So this is something, you know, we come in here today, we show off your business, and we give people another opportunity to spend their dollars here local, and maybe they learned something about a business they didn't even know existed yesterday. That's the goal.
Well, and there's something to be said for the actual experience of coming in and meeting the local people that are here, the wonderful folks that are here working, and you know, buying a book where you actually get to hold the book in your hand first, as opposed to just guessing that you're going to like it. Like, actually take a moment with it, have a seat, and read the book for a second, you know. Or if you're looking at getting a new deck of Find Your Inner Peace cards, you can actually open them up and flip through them and hold them in your hands and see how they feel. So that's something that Amazon doesn't give you.
100%. Well, Jade, thanks again. Guys, come on down here. What's the address again here?
214 East Mount Vernon Street, Suite B.
Come down and see Jade and the family here and check it out. Go look around and come down anytime to Blissed Be and have a smoothie. These are fantastic. So Guys, we'll be back next week. Another